Hey there, thank you for joining me on my morning walk. I'm you one day, and we're talking about a lot of things that has to do with the things of the mind and life in general. Good morning, welcome to Morning Walk with me. My name is Yuan Day, and I just want to talk about some things. Sometimes trying to relieve my mind every time I have this beach walk in the morning. And one thing I've come to realize lately is that we're involved in a lot of things that we know little or nothing about, and hence it calls for an innate awakening to knowledge. We have to be knowledgeable with things we're involved in, whatever area of our lives, spirituality, health, whatever it is that we decide to do every day. We have to have a clear understanding of what we're involved in. All right. Today is October 1st, and as a Nigerian, today is Nigeria's Independence Day, which means Nigeria got its independence from its colonial masters today, on a day like this, and it should be a beautiful experience for Nigerians, but deep down we know it's not. We know what we're going through, and the battles. It's been crazy being a Nigerian. We're blessed. Let's not get that twisted at all. It's a blessed country. We have good resources when it comes to mineral resources, when it comes to human resources. We are blessed with everything. What is left is in our mind, in our hearts. That is where it lacks the most. In our hearts, there's hardly empathy, there's hardly love for our fellow man. So much greed, a lot of things. And let's have an eye-opener, all right, towards how everything came to be, the time of the slavery and everything. According to a research I stumbled on yesterday, it came to my awareness that before the colonial masters even came to the African shore for slave trade, Africans have actually been involved in slave trade themselves. All right. There was a YouTuber that went to Badagry, where there was a slave depot, something like a slave depot or storage, where the colonial masters always come ashore and buy slaves from them. So I realized from that material that slave trade was actually an African thing. You understand? It's like when you go to another neighboring village, there's war. You go to a neighboring village and you conquer them. You take the king and the people back to your own village as slaves. So they work in your farm, they tend to your needs. Okay, so you become their masters. So at that point, the number of slaves, of course, would surpass the normal need for a person, like a chief or a king conquering a place. You can't use a whole village as a servant. So eventually Africans got into the trade of slavery. So you could practically buy a slave in the marketplace, and where you bargain, just like grocery stores. You just go to the market. There's a price tag on a slave. You buy the slave. If you have the money, you can buy a slave in the market. So the difference between an African slave trade and the white colonies was that Africans were dealing in retail. Which is funny. Africans were dealing in the retail of the business. And when they saw a potential buyer, which were the white colonies, colonial masters, they were now selling in wholesale. So with the colonial masters, slaves were sold in wholesales, okay? You can sell them in hundreds and thousands of them. So it became good business. It became good business. The colonial masters did not walk our streets. Most of the time, did not walk our streets to colonize us. We sold ourselves to them. We sold ourselves to the colonial masters. So we took our brothers, took whatever price we had over them, and we sold them off. That was what we Africans did. The part we played in slavery. So slavery was an ongoing thing. The reason why it became a popular thing and a historical thing is because in terms of the trading, because the white man does not use the cowries that we used in trading back then, they were giving things to us that naturally was not in within our own capacity or resources, that we are aware of. For 40 slaves, they could give a chief an umbrella, a glass cup, a ceramic plate. It's crazy what kings and queens use in Keaton, in England. Although it started from Portugal, but all those things were actually used to in exchange for slavery, and for slaves rather. So it's appalling. And so we look at our present and modern and civilized life as Africans, as a Nigerian for me, and I say, what more can happen? What more could go wrong? What can anybody else do to us? We ourselves have sold ourselves to slavery for a glass cup, for an umbrella. History has written it. It's right there in Badagry. I want you to check this YouTuber's channel. I think his name is Shewaino or something. I think I'll get back to you on that. You can check the description section on this and get the person's name. I'm going to put it on there. And so it's really crazy. And now we're looking at the present day and age, especially in Nigeria, which I am particular about because I'm a Nigerian. I'm here in Nigeria. And, we have the issue of insecurity. And now it is actually metamorphosed out of, we have terrorists who are against the country, to a point where we realize, some people within this country or in this country who are sponsoring banditry and terrorism. And of recent, although it is not written in stones for politicians, but they've come to terms and agreements. All the three zones, the three regions, the north, the south, and the southwest, they've come together to say, there will be the zoning of power between us or amongst us, which means if a northerner rules now, let a southwesterner rule in the next dispensation, and let a southerner rule in the next dispensation. Which was what happened in 2015 for the present president that is on seat. President Muhammadu Buhari. And now the Northern Elders Forum, or I don't know what the D stands for, the Northern Elders and the Northern Governors Forum have now come together to say zoning is not a constitutional thing. Something they shook hands on, they are now saying it is not constitutional. It is not anybody's right to demand for it. And so, in an indirect tone, they are also saying that the seat will remain in the north. For as long as they have the power to keep it, they will keep it. In an indirect tone. How is that different? And now, okay, before the clause there, how is that different? Comes to any meaningful position in this conversation of mine is. So this morning, the president gave a speech, the independence speech to Nigerians, and then he said that the unity of the country is paramount, and that whoever is instigating violence, instigating the separation of the country, because recently, there's some separatists who are coming out to say that they want Nigeria to divide, okay? The Southerners say they want to go their way, the Southwesterners say they want to go their way. Of course, these are the mindsets of some youthful thinkers in the country, okay? They are not the politicians per se. Even if they're being sponsored by politicians, they just kind of came out in their own independent veins. And the president today was now saying he realized that some National Assembly members are sponsoring these agitators. Now, and it says the law is going to bring them to books. But said the National Assembly member is sponsoring them, according to the information they've gathered. The same country where it was gathered that Nigerians, some governors, are sponsoring, it's rumored, okay? No national TV has taken it up as an official statement, or national media platform has taken it as an official statement, but it has been rumored that some prominent members of this country are sponsoring banditry and the Boko Haram. Not for once has the president come out to even put it in opposition that some people are sponsoring Boko Haram. It has not come out from the president's mouth. And although some presidential officials have come out to say, yes, some Boko Haram sponsors have been made known, they came out to officially state it that they will not release the names of those sponsors, those sponsoring terrorism in the country, that they will not release those names. But it is convenient to come to say people who are agitating for the same reason, the same insecurity they are facing in the country, to come now and say they are being sponsored, and mentioning the position the person who is sponsoring them occupies. It's easy to narrow it down. Now, when you're saying it's a National Assembly person, then you've narrowed it down. The search has been narrowed down. Okay, whoever is sponsoring agitators, although we know the name, definitely I feel they're going to bring the person to books or to interrogation. All right, so the person is either a National House of Representative person or a senator in the country, and they are not that much, so it's easy to know. The person is sponsoring Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, probably in their court cases. all right, because these two individuals who are the prominent agitators that we know in the country have been arrested by the government of Nigeria for instigating violence and separation and discord in the country. And the only reason why these people are out is because they feel their lives are not saved, the lives of their loved ones are not safe. And hence comes back the clause. What is now the difference between the slavery of back then and now? If you were not going to mention, if you were not going to take a position concerning, as a president, concerning those sponsoring terrorism and banditry, you refuse to mention their names. You refuse to take a position concerning those people, but you are taking position against agitators. Listen, it has actually come to a point where we have to understand that every day we wake up as Nigerians, as humans, it is war. That you're not hearing the cannons, you're not hearing the things exploding, does not mean there's no war at your doorstep. Okay? Gone are the days when war is committed to swords, guns, people declaring a particular day or days to fight and conquer one another. No, it's far from that. You can liken the war we fight these days to a chessboard game. You move your pawns, you move your bishops, make the moves that you have to make to checkmate your opponent. So it is more psychological. And knowledge is power. Knowledge is important. For whoever is going to agitate for a particular right, please be knowledgeable. Know your opponent inside out. I think the problem with the agitators that have come out so far in Nigeria is because passion is good. Passion is very good. And platform is essential. But do not leave your power to yourself. You have to use the power of your own enemies to your advantage as well. Use the power of your enemies to your advantage, which means you have to know your enemies inside out. Inside out. Everything about them, what they're able to do, what they capable, their cerebral capacity, the versatility of their power, where it can reach. And you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic. You have to know where you're going. You have to know your plans. The wars we're fighting is psychological. If it takes you 3 years to understand your enemy, let it take you 3 years. There's no point fighting a war that you don't know what to do with it afterwards. You're fighting a war and they say, what next? And you're like, let's just go with it. Whatever comes. No. There's a part of destiny that can bring that up, but I'm just saying there's no difference. Celebrating the independence of Nigeria, I don't even know what year we are right now. That's how it means little or nothing. Our independence, how it means little or nothing to us. So we have to know the war we're fighting. It is psychological. It has to do with the brain. It has to do with the brain. And when it comes to the politics of Nigeria, as Nigerians, let us know one thing for sure. It's not your fight. Indirectly, yes, it affects you, right? It affects you, and it's important that we mark our territories. So I'm not faulting what the agitators are doing. It's important to mark our territories, to be safe, and let those who are fighting their fight face each other. All right. But what they are making us do, they are using us as pawns now. We don't get it. I think this will be a topic for another day. I don't think we really get it. We're not getting the picture as Nigerians very well. The fight between, half of the time, a clash between two titans. Okay, it's just a simple clash between two titans who are greedy, insecure, a need to be elevated in the power status than the other person. Just a need to bully and prove to somebody else that I have the power over you, and scorn them and laugh in their face and make them feel worthless. It's just the lack of exposure per se for the mind of the rulers of Nigeria. Somebody said we can't categorize them as leaders, they are rulers because they just do it as they wish. Right? We are said to be practicing a democratic society, but the dealings in it are not so much democratic. You have to be sincere. That's the truth. Especially in this present dispensation, anyway. With Jonathan's dispensation, yeah, we could talk about democracy to a large extent. But now, not so much. Well, that's all there is on my mind on today's morning work. I hope I was able to share something that, that you can say is impactful in a way. Happy Independence, Nigeria. I wish and I pray that our next independence, to be a lot easier on us, and we can be grateful for the freedom that our fathers fought for. We can be grateful that we are here and we're doing better things. Thank you so much for your time. Please, this is my first time doing this, so please, I need a little bit of encouragement from you guys. If you feel I can make sense to this world around me, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you have a contribution to this, I don't know it all, and I'm not an hypocrite. Okay, I don't know it all. I'm in search of knowledge myself. Drop something of yours in the comment section. Let's peruse about things. Let's talk. Because some of my links, I think I will put in a mail link or something in the description below the topic. Please reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's peruse about things of the mind, things of life, what it concerns. And I'll be talking about a lot of things. I have a lot on my mind. So thank you very much. It's a beautiful day. Happy new month, guys. I'm having a walk by the beach. Sorry. And I always have a problem with this introductory part. So thank you so much for walking with me this morning. It's a beautiful day. The sea is clear. The sky over the sea is beautiful, very beautiful. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be alive. I hope you're grateful to be alive. The old pandemic and crazy year last year, we're here again. We made it. We made it, guys. We're still fighting. We're still keeping strong, okay? Don't let anything pull your mind down today. Be happy, be strong, be you. Own your truth. Own your truth, alright? something unique about you that nobody else has on the surface of the earth. Have that at the back of your mind. All right? And it is the truth. There's a reason why there are a lot of people on the surface of the earth. They do different things. They're alive to do different things at different dispensation. Okay? Don't let anybody bring you down. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be alive. And I love you.